Hi, it's Tim, and today I'm doing a lightweight scooter review of the Unagi E350. Come on tight, and I'm going to show you a couple of really cool things about this lightweight scooter. So there are two Unagi scooters available.
Two bets.
Well, there's an E350, which is what I'm reviewing today, and there's also the E500. The only difference between the two is that the E350 has one motor and the E500 has two motors.
Two bets.
The Unagi scooter is possibly one of the most beautiful scooters I've ever seen. It actually has carbon fiber in the stem. It makes the stem super, super lightweight. And I just think it's beautiful. As I said, I think it's probably one of the most beautiful scooters I've ever seen. So the Unagi scooter is super light. It weighs about 11.5 or 12 kilos. So approximately 26 pounds. And it's also really easy to fold. There's a little button here. It's just a one-click fold. One finger goes down and the whole thing drops, the stem drops, and it locks into place. And it's, as I said, it's super light. Isn't that crazy? For an electric scooter, that's pretty amazing. Down here, we've got a couple of tires, obviously, one at each end, which is always good with the scooter. But what it's got is honeycomb tires. What that does, because the scooter does not have any suspension, the honeycomb tires actually absorb a little bit of the road. And I'm finding it perfectly adequate when I'm riding around town. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna ride around this beautiful city of Victoria, British Columbia. I'm gonna share with you after my little ride what I like, what I don't like, and who I think this scooter is actually for, because it is a really small scooter. So I mentioned earlier that this unit has just one motor. It's a 350 watt motor, and it peaks out at about 700 watts. Now what I'm finding, there are 4 levels. There's a pedestrian mode of gear 1, gear 2, gear 3. I'm just keeping it in gear 3, so I'm always on max. I'm riding around the city, and what I'm finding is that I'm peaking out at about 25 kilometers an hour. That's around 15 miles an hour. So, you know, it's a decent pace. It's not super quick, and as you probably can see right now in the footage, it's never gonna make you up any steep hills. Not with me on it, anyway. So I want to mention it does have a nice light at the front. It's not overly bright, but it's a light. And it has a light at the back, which is kind of nice. It seems to always be on. If I press the brake, you're going to notice it flashes. That's kind of nice, just grabbing attention when you're riding around, especially in the early evenings. It's got a max weight allowance of 125 kilos. So I don't know, that's like 275 pounds, give or take. So, you know what, with that in mind, I can ride around on it and no, it's not gonna fall apart, which is kind of nice. It also has something on my notepad here that I forgot to say, which is, and the Unagi has dual anti-lock brakes. On the left-hand side, we have the brake. On the right-hand side, we have the accelerator. And there are 2 buttons, one on either, just above each of those paddles. The button on the left is the horn, and the button on the right is going to scroll through the different settings. So right now I'm on P, 1, double press 2, and 3. And I gotta say, the handle grips are really comfortable. And at the back here is a little charging port, and it's covered up by a little bit of rubber, and I'm actually finding that really nice. It's nice and tight. When I put it down, it doesn't flop about. So, you know, nice little charging port. It's kind of funny too. It's like a little USB charging port receptacle, if you like. So who's this scooter for? Well, I love really small, light scooters, and you'll love this if you're a smaller, lighter person than I am. With me on it, it's only going about 8 kilometers, but with you, if you're half my weight, you're probably gonna get 16 kilometers. Really easy to fold down, one hand, and I'm off to the races. Super light. Now, if you're actually a big guy and you still want a nice, small little scooter like this to get around town, but you need a little bit of extra power, take a look at the GT SE by U-Scooter. Right here is the video. Take a look at that. I think you'll be really impressed. The fact that you can just one click and you're ready to boogie, I love that. Whoops.